Hey you guys, welcome back to Vera's View. I'm here to once again run down this week's Raw and SmackDown for you guys with my wins and fails. I'm going to start off as usual with Raw and my fails, of course. The first one being Seth Rollins versus Curt Hawkins. We saw this last week. We did not need to see another beatdown of Curt Hawkins this week. I understand it's kind of his job to job, but why twice in a row? Pfft, over it. My next fail has to be that there were two Cruiserweight matches again this week on Raw. I am sadly over this whole Noam Dar, Alicia Fox thing. I'm also kind of over Neville. Probably shouldn't say that, but I am. My next fail has to be, actually, my last fail this week, it has to be Bray Wyatt's, I'm going to call it Sun promo. It was a little odd, even for Bray Wyatt, and it's especially odd if he loses once again this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, which I kind of feel like he will. Bray Wyatt has got this reputation lately of being everybody's punching bag, and he seems to be losing to anyone and everyone. I hope he can dig himself out of this hole and become the, once again, Eater of Worlds that we all know and love. I guess we're going to have to find out as Sunday. And you know what? Going forward in general. Moving on over to my wins column, we're going to start off with Enzo's promo about Cass. I love this promo, even though I'm not about them breaking up. I really enjoyed what Enzo had to say. He talks about all the times that he was in trouble and Cass wasn't really there for him at all. He also talks about the merchandise checks and how Cass is now going to say 0 dimes unless he starts wearing a shirt that says Casshole. Thought that was funny, cracked me up. I loved he goes on about the Tupac thing. He starts talking about how he is a army of one, that all eyes are now on him, and I'm kind of excited to see them go at it at Great Balls of Fire on Sunday, even if I am partial to them being together. My next win is Sasha Banks beating Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss in what ultimately became a handicap match when her partner Bayley went out early with an injury. I can't wait to see Sasha and Alexa go at it on Sunday. I do think that this is going to be a long-term feud, though, and maybe this is just the first of many battles for them. Fingers crossed. My next win has to be Dean Ambrose talking about how last week's Miz TV segment was an epic fail. I love when WWE acknowledges their failures, kind of like the thing with Alexa Bliss and the This Is Your Life a few weeks ago. Also in that segment, Rhino was wearing a shirt that said, I'm with Heath, which I just loved for some reason. I don't know why, I just really ate it up. And I also loved the Miz looking like Bob Backlund in this segment with the suit and the tie, the bow tie. It was just hilarious to me. I really enjoyed Heath versus Miz. Actually, Miz splits his pants. You have the Miztourage getting involved. And you know what? Heath Slater actually put up a bit of a fight against the Miz and kind of looked like he might have snuck one out there for a minute. My next win is Goldust's Shattered Truth movie. The score just cracked me up. It was so serious. The music, everything was just hilarious. But not, like, you know, intentionally hilarious. It just made me laugh. I love how R-Truth's standing behind him when they come back and he has the popcorn. They are having, like, a fun little feud, and I'm really enjoying it. My next win has to be Samoa Joe hunting down Brock Lesnar. These two are going to have a brawl on Sunday. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire, as Paul Heyman said last week. This is going to be one hell of a match. Finn Balor versus Cesaro is my next win for Monday Night Raw. I had a lot of wins this week. I really enjoyed Finn Balor drop-kicking Cesaro into the barricade. I thought it was really devastating looking. And speaking of devastating kicks, it wasn't the last one for Raw this week. Can we just talk about for a second Braun Strowman kicking the shit out of Apollo Crews? It was just devastating looking. I love Corey Graves on commentary is just laughing to kill himself. He can't stop. I loved it. And you know what? Braun, on Sunday, please do not play with your food the way that you did with Apollo Crews. Don't take Roman lightly. This is going to be a great little match with the ambulance stipulation, and I'm excited to see him put down the big dog. Hopefully. Moving on over to SmackDown Live. My first fail this week was the Glow Belt. Naomi, please, like, we just got rid of the atrocious Butterfly Divas Championship. We do not need you bedazzling up the Women's Championship with lights and just, like, no, stop with the gimmicks. Also, I did not like how Naomi and Lana's match was another quick little over and done with moment. Why are they doing this to the women? Stop it. Let them have some matches. Naomi and Lana had a pretty good match at the pay-per-view last time, so I don't know why they're having these little quick spats every week lately. My next fail is not really a fail so much as a question. Why did the New Day come out with the Rosebuds this week? I thought they were gone after, you know, that whole situation. But I feel like also that the Usos should have won this rap battle. Neither team was the best rapper in the world, but I think that the Usos did a little better holding the beat and keeping it going than the New Day. I think ultimately it was just the fact that the New Day is the fan favorites, and it wasn't really a impartial rap battle after all. My last fail for SmackDown Live is Aiden English versus Randy Orton. Just like Seth Rollins and Kurt Hawkins, this is another double up from last week's match, another quick squash. I don't want it. Why are you doing the same thing on both shows? My wins, though, for SmackDown started off with AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. There's a backstage promo where they are both trying to get into the Battle Royal to become #1 contenders for the United States Championship. They have to win their way in against each other. And AJ makes this little comment, and it kind of doesn't sit right with Chad Gable, and he wants to prove that he is more than a little competition, and he does just that. This was a great match. If you haven't watched it, go back and definitely check that out on SmackDown this week. My next win is the Carmella Bration. Loved it. She has a great promo. I just love her as a heel. She has so many fun things to say. Love the Ellsworth factor. And speaking of Ellsworth, Daniel Bryan comes out and tells James Ellsworth that because he snuck back into the arena last week when he was barred from the building, he will now be fined $10,000 and suspended for 30 days. He kind of laughs this off originally about getting back in the building, and then he's kind of, you know, not impressed when he tells him about the $10,000 things, but he is even more upset when he hears that if he does not immediately vacate the premises, that Carmella will be stripped of her Money in the Bank briefcase. So Carmella drags him out of there. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if we're going to see any more Ellsworth or Ellsworthless, as Naomi called him this week. Also a win. Loved that. But I guess we're going to find out next week on SmackDown. My next win is the rap battle. Even though parts of it made it to my fails list, I did enjoy some of the lines. I really liked when the Usos said, "All rated R like your boy Xavier Woods." Throwing a little shade over there at the sex tape with Paige in this PG rap battle. Loved it. I also enjoyed when the crowd started chanting "Weenie Do." The New Day said a line that the Usos' belly stuck out further than they weenie do, and the crowd just started chanting it unprovoked, and I loved it. The next win has to be Ty Dillinger backstage with Tyler Breeze and Fandango. They are both in disguise. Tyler Breeze is dressed up as Tenay Young, a little, you know, homage to Renee. He has the wig on, the top knot, love it. And then Fandango's in the background pretending he's some kind of weird construction worker. Ty Dillinger tells Tenay that she's a perfect 10, loved it. Afterwards, he's gone, and Fandango comes over to Tyler Breeze and he says, "Do you think that he knew it was us?" And Tyler says, "I didn't even know it was us." Love these two. Everything they do is hilarious lately, eating it up. And my last win for SmackDown Live is Sami Zayn backstage with Mike and Maria. He interrupts them once again when they are, you know, doing their whole power of love thing. I'm really enjoying this. It's going to lead into a nice little feud between Canales against Sami Zayn, and I think they're going to have some fun matches. But that's all for this week, you guys. Please check back soon for more Vera's View. I'm Vera for the WWFU Internetwork.